Slammaversary is June. I want to say June. Yeah, June 28th. And the reason we're doing this is because the only match, as far as I know, that is on the card is for Slammaversary is the World Title match, obviously, but I don't know if there's anything else. But I just want to talk about that for a second, just because of the fact that we had a Wednesday Night War last night. Holy shit! Yeah, which will Ring of Honor, which we'll get to later. Yeah, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, which was great. And I don't remember, Lucha Underground, NXT, Ring of Honor, and then TNA brought up the rear after the other free shows fought for a while, which was very interesting to say the least. And it was interesting because of just for weeks now it's been just NXT and Lucha Underground in a Wednesday Night War, which has been great because that way you can just flip between both shows, or you can just watch Lucha Underground and then watch NXT on the WWE Network, which is free again this month, which we'll get to in another video as well. But I just want to say that this is ridiculous. Not the whole concept is ridiculous, but the fact that TNA probably won't last for a while. And I always say that. I always say this year will be the death of TNA. Not because I don't want it to fail, not because I want it to fail, rather, but because the writing's on the wall. I mean, you had the same situation earlier this year with TNA, with Spike TV, and then you have this somehow, I guess all networks, actually I do know this, all networks do have an opt-out clause because of the fact that some networks want to see that what the show does for their ratings, what they're worth for the network, what they're bringing into the network, and what they're bringing in. And by the way, Destination America also has Ring of Honor, which we'll get to as well in a different part video. I can't really talk because I'm just kind of stunned that they're still on the air. But they're seeing Impact. I want them to be on the air because I want them to succeed. Plus, we really do TNA predictions to begin with. But for those who have not known, TNA has been bouncing around networks the past few months now, from Spike TV to Destination America. There was rumors of several Discover channels having it. CMT was in the running, WGN was in the running, WGN America was in the running, but they went to a shorter, much smaller network, Destination America, and they've pretty much been in the forefront of that network, because I could tell you, without them telling me the other shows on that network, I'm just watching it for TNA and Ring of Honor. And even though they're great shows, you need to have a bigger name. And if Championship Wrestling from Hollywood has a better recognition on their network, what is it, U2 America, something like that, than TNA does, that says something. And they're a local promotion. It used to be an NWA promotion. But enough about that. But I just want to say that TNA eventually will lose. But back to the matter at hand. Destination America has an opt-out clause, which all networks have for certain shows that have several seasons, that have several, or even on their first season, just shooting it. They could just opt out, and they could just have the remaining episodes either be on a web serving device like Netflix or Hulu or God, what else is out there? I mean, whatever streaming device is there. I guess you put it on a Roku thing. I guess on a Roku channel, on Apple TV channel maybe. But the thing is, TNA has until September to change the mind of these people, especially since they brought Ring of Honor in. And one match that could do that on pay-per-view is this match that we're going to talk about right now, EC3 versus Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now this match could change, mostly because last night Rockstar Spud cashed in the X Division Championship via Option C to have the match at Destination X on Destination America. I tried saying Destination several times without slipping and saying the wrong thing. But on Destination X, on Destination America, we'll have a World Championship match, Rockstar Spud of all people, against Kurt Angle. But we'll get to that when it actually comes time for Destination X. But with that, it could also have a problem because of Austin Aries still having the Feast or Fired case for the heavyweight title shot, and he's basically facing the winner of that next week. We'll get that later on this week or next week or something like that. But right now, the main match is the number one contender, actually ranked number one on the top 5 rankings, EC3 against Kurt Angle. Now, Ethan Carter III has been undefeated ever since he came to TNA. Ever since he stopped being Derek Bateman and became EC3, he's been undefeated. Well, in a way, he's never been pinned, never been submitted, much like the Rusev thing. I think there was a TQ loss for him, a count-out loss for him every once in a while. But he's been undefeated. Like, he's never been pinned, submitted, much like Rusev. Probably the biggest streak going on right now, since Rusev's was recently ended by Cena at WrestleMania. And if anything, you have the Carters in your pocket. And as much as I would hate to have Kurt Angle lose the belt, because Destination America, you have Olympic gold medalists representing the company for that network, yeah, it's a no-brainer. He could still do that, but without the World Heavyweight Championship. But to have him as the champion and representing Destination America is probably the ideal booking sense. But you don't want him to have the title forever. So, if TNA wants to survive, if TNA wants to survive as a company and does not want to be bought by Shane McMahon and have an Invasion Era 2.0, or Stephanie McMahon buys it, or NXT buys it, or whatever, Triple H would buy it, or whatever, you need to have Ethan Carter III win this match. You need to have the heel go over. You need to have him win the match, because that is the... what else can you do with him? At that point, he's the world champion, he's undefeated, and at that point, that is the height of his career. And it would be a great moment, but we'll see what happens as not only fucking Slammaversary or Bound For Bankruptcy or whatever the fuck it's called will be on June 28th, but the fact is, you need to put this guy over. If he's not the champion, TNA will slowly but surely die a death and will be in the Invasion Era once again.